Hello. Have you ever had one of those days that from the moment you woke up, you knew things were not going to go your way? You get out of bed and jam your toes against the dresser, go to take a shower only to discover that your spouse or roommate has used up all the hot water, spilled coffee on your only clean white shirt, get in the car and, of course, hit a major traffic jam. You know where I'm going with this. One thing leads to another, and they all end up being a line of bad thing after bad thing. On the other hand, we have also had those days where we feel unstoppable. We hit a green wave, as I like to call it, on the traffic lights on our way to work. We get there and there's a parking space waiting for us right next to the door. We feel great, we look great, and we know it. Well, there is a reason why that is happening. There is something working in the background that makes our day the way it is. And that something is what we'll talk about in this video. Hello and welcome to this series of videos from the Field Project. My name is Mauricio Acevedo and I am the director of the Field Project. And by the time we're done watching this video, we will not only uncover what is working to make our day and our life the way it is, but you will have a practical tool to recognize and understand, at least partially, why your life is playing out the way it is. A little bit about me and what has brought me to be here sharing this video with you. My mother is the daughter of a Holocaust survivor. Her father was the only one who survived out of a family of 8. All his brothers and sisters, as well as his parents, were killed by the Nazis one night in Poland. They rounded everybody up in the town where they lived, put them all inside a synagogue, and lit the place on fire. My grandfather, being only a 16-year-old kid, was able to jump out of a window and escape, and that is how he survived. My mother's mother was also the only survivor from her family during the war. On my father's side, his family was very poor and he had to work since he was 7 years old. His father walked out on them when he was only a kid and he had to take care of his mother and 3 siblings since that tender age. The reason why I'm sharing this with you, it's not because this is a story of personal tragedy, but because it serves as a backdrop to understand who I am and the influences I had while I was growing up. Because of the experiences of my parents and the experience of their parents, growing up, my parents made sure that as kids we were grateful for everything we had. Since they came from homes with a lot of suffering and lack, they made sure that we were grateful for every little thing. From the meal we were having, to the clothes we were wearing, to the roof on our heads and the security and warmth of the place that we lived in. So in great part, who I am today was greatly influenced by the message I received as a kid, which was that I had to be grateful. We are all influenced by the people we grow up with and the places we live in, and this influence can be either positive or negative. As I grew up, I started to discover that being grateful was a good thing, since it appeared that the more grateful I was, the more situations to be grateful about I started experiencing. There seemed to be a connection between these things. So these influences in my case turned out to be a good thing. Okay, so nothing new here. We're influenced by our surroundings, so what? I have discovered, though, in my experience, that there is something else going on, and that we are playing a bigger role in our reality than we realize. What I've discovered is that although many of us live from the outside in as victims of our circumstance or as a result of our experiences, reality really works the other way around. It's much more than the influence we get or the circumstances we live. It is who we are in those circumstances that really makes up our reality and our experience in the world. And furthermore, it's our beliefs that makes us who we are. These beliefs are passed on to us either deliberately or unwittingly by our parents and our environment and the places we live in. So in a self-perpetuating cycle, we are who we are because our beliefs, and our beliefs are influenced by the people and places we grow up with. The good news is that we can change those beliefs, especially if we see that they're working against us, and in doing so, we change our lives. So being aware of this gives us the opportunity to live a more conscious and creative life because we recognize we can do something about who we are in changing beliefs that work against us and ratifying the belief that serves us well. Beliefs can be as strong as change and hold us back, or as soft as a spider web that can be easily broken without much effort. The first step is to be aware of these beliefs and stop living our lives, as I like to call it, on automatic pilot. A good way of discovering our beliefs is by recognizing or being aware of who we are in each moment. We do this by seeing how it is that we react to every situation that we're faced with. Since our beliefs inform who we are, they inform our reactions to situations. So, as an exercise during the day, ask yourself this question every chance you get. Who am I at this moment? Right now, in this situation, as you watch this video, who are you? Are you the skeptic one who doesn't believe anything other than what they see? Or are you the one that's open to learning and discovering new things? If you've made it so far in this video, I would be willing to bet on the second choice. But especially in those situations that bother you, what is the thought behind your reaction? What is your first thought, that one that pops into your head when you bang your toe against the dresser in the morning? What is that first thought that pops into your head when you spill that coffee? And there's no judgment here. There is no wrong way of reacting. Recognizing this makes the work very rewarding because our reaction simply confess what we believe in. And we can use them as messengers to discover, or better yet, uncover what we are believing. And from there, we're free to choose a different belief if we wish to do so. We can take this exercise even further. How many times during the day does who you are change? Are you someone different when things are going your way than when things seem to be going against you? Just being aware of this will put you in a witness state, which is a concept that we use in the field project, and we'll look into further in how to get to that state and all the benefits that it brings in upcoming videos. As we begin to pay attention to who we are in every situation, we can uncover the beliefs operating in the background and start to recognize a concept that the field project calls our prevailing mood. Our prevailing mood is simply our most common mood during the day. What is your prevailing mood? Who are you? The one that jumps to conclusions? The one that is quick to judge? The one that is quick to get mad? Or are you the patient one, the one who expects good things to come out of everything even if you can't see what that good thing is now? We can use this in every situation we're faced, especially in those situations that bother us. Our prevailing mood confesses who we are, and in doing so, the beliefs in the background that are informing our reality. One way of seeing this in action is, next time you're in a situation you have been before, to which you respond a certain way, make the experiment of having a different reaction than the usual one to see what happens. But do it only as an exercise and not as a strategy to change the world, because if you are secretly doing it as a strategy to change the conditions in the world, it won't work. This is a paradoxical concept which we'll explain in other videos of this series. Identifying our prevailing mood is one of the ways we can tell why our life is playing out the way it is, and can explain why those days start bad and they have no other choice but continue to be bad, and why those good things are so perfect. In our next videos, we'll see more about this witness state as well as about this concept of paradox, which I alluded to earlier, and how it affects our lives, and explain how it is that we are creating the reality we live in, but only as long as we're not trying to create it. So, if you'd like to join us in this video journey and receive the link to our next two videos, just enter your email in the box below and we will send them to you right away. Join us, and thanks for watching.